Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. I hope you're all doing really well, and hopefully your art projects are going better than mine. I've got a little bookish craft of I'm trying to make this. So far, I've got that. So, yeah, I am definitely not the fastest at this. If y'all been following me for a while, you know I got a kit with 4 of these last July. This is the only one I've been working on, and this is as far as I've gotten. And I pretty much only get around to doing it when I do these streams that are somewhere between like 11 and noon startish, usually most Saturdays. Sometimes your girl is tired and life is crazy. But yep, we finished Harry and we got a little bit done that it doesn't twinkle like I want it to. But we're trying. We're going to see what we get. And so hopefully your crafts are going much better than mine. Because, yeah, that is the castle. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a billion different flipping colors of things I'm supposed to do in there that makes it not very easy to kind of read what exactly I'm supposed to do. And it's kind of bouncing all over. So maybe if you were like good at this, but yeah, this is kind of like, hey, yay, the pattern is already on here. I just have to follow it instead of trying to do it myself, which is why I don't do like Minecraft and stuff, or at least not well. I like the whole caving, but then I get lost or I die and then I can't find all my stuff again. But yeah, I was like, this will be easy. I don't have to freehand the design, except for actually you kind of do, because that design does not make any sense. They took some artistic liberties, and I'm taking some of my own. So we'll get into it, shall we? I've got my needle, my threaders, and here we are. And I still had one thread, or half of a thread left from last week, so we're going to thread that up and see how far we can get. Maybe I'll eventually finish this in a few years, if I'm lucky. Though I am not a big fan of the way this thread is going, and why is it not? There we go. Whee! And this isn't thread that came with it. This is thread that I decided to do. And okay, I'm stupid. I just did that all wrong. Lovely. Whee! Yeah. That is the way my life has been going this week. So, woohoo! This thread is a lot easier to separate, but it also doesn't go as far. And it doesn't really knot up as well. So, but I've committed to it now. Fudgelicious. Maybe I can get this to work this time. We'll see. I don't think. Well, we had a puppy on the couch, and then she just kind of gave me face and flopped onto the ground. But the girl gets toasty, so that's usual. I am not sure where little man's hiding. He's probably having a paw bath on the boyfriend's pillow. Yeah, that knot didn't work. That was supposed to be heavy enough that it couldn't pull through, and it clearly did. So that's not good. And yet the last time it didn't want to do its thing and, come on through. It was literally still half the flippin' 6 count. So this is just weird. But I wanted a little sparkle. I was going to do it for the whole actual patronus, but I don't think I like the thread enough to do that. So, yay, we'll just do the moon, which already has a little gray in it because it kind of does its own thing. And we'll see what happens. Woo! And I'm kind of picking random links because, yeah, just kind of cut some and see how far we get. And it's kind of sticking to my blankie here. But it's a little chilly. Mostly my toes are ice cold. Because I started off super hot, so I didn't put socks on this morning. Because, oh my goodness. But now I'm wishing that I did. Because my body doesn't know what to do with heat. If I take off socks, I drop 20 degrees. But if I put socks on, it doesn't necessarily warm me up. And it doesn't even always keep my toes warm. I just need to get little man to come lay on them for a minute. Or big girl. But she doesn't want to lay on my toes. She just wants to punch me. Because she's mean like that. But she's getting away with her good looks. So y'all's projects are going well. And we'll see what happens. See if we get any visitors. Because this is always I never know what time I'm going to start it. It's an unscheduled stream. And we'll just go till, my fingers start hurting and I'm done. It's going to be a very kind of a chunky moon, but that's alright. It's only going on my wall. If I ever finish it. Which, at this rate, is very questionable. I might not even like Harry Potter anymore by the time I'm finally done with this one. Never mind the other 3. Though I do know which one I will do next, because these take forever, so I'm only doing my favorites. And there was one with Hedwig. That was really cool looking. So, if I ever finish this, I will work on the Hedwig one. Because Hedwig's so adorable. Who doesn't love snowy owls? I have to put on some music and just get a copyright strike because it's quiet and I can hear the thoughts in my head, and that's not good for anybody. Nobody wants me to know what's going on in my head. It says mean things. Actually, moving along with this one. Well, compared to my normal speed. Because I'm still slow as crap. That's okay. That just means, kind of like my reading y'all Grim Tales, this project will go on for years. To give y'all plenty of time to start and finish your projects. And just use me as a timer. I think I've read 30-something ones out of the Grimm's Brother collection right now, and there's 250. So there's a handful of religious ones. Well, there's more than a handful, but there's some that are actually denoted as religious. And we will be skipping those because we don't do that on this channel. We do a lot of stuff, but we don't purposely do the religious. Every now and then they sneak one in going, this is a normal Grimm tale. And then you're like, no, that's not. But I'm already committed because I've already started reading it. So. Whee. But that project at 1 story a week will be going for quite a while. Since there's only 52 weeks in a year, that's a, like 4-year project. Assuming I'm still on book 2 in 4 years. Who knows? I might decide to do something where I'm wanted. Yes, y'all know I love me some fairy tales and some darkness. Some of those Grimm ones are not nearly as dark as I was promised that they would be. It is what it is. That's why I'm reading them, because I've never heard them before, but I've heard them being talked about. So I gotta read them myself and find out the truth. And hopefully some of y'all enjoy the commentary. Because I can't just read it. I always got thoughts on it. And when they pop into my head, I gotta say them. This is actually surprisingly relaxing today. It's just going on along. The needle actually wants to go where I want it to instead of trying to fight it into the holes. Though the dangerous part is that this isn't completely outlined. So if I don't kind of focus, then I'm going to have a really weird shaped moon for the guys to stand on. Golden trio. Because heaven knows I have done that before. Hermione got some weird legs that I had to fix. Yeah. This is not going to be remotely beautiful, but it will be individual. Mother flipper, come on. Yeah, JB, you got something to say. He's gonna lick your foot. Plot. Yeah, you need some new lines, JB. You demand pets, but you're really not good at getting them. You've not mastered the whole stay where the human is. It's like, I'm learning. Mostly I do it passive aggressively when you're petting my brother. Or they'll follow down the hall and try to trip you. It's like, why aren't you petting me just because I'm walking zigzag in front of you? So there we go. It was going easy, and then I had to get one where it didn't want to go in. You got a lot to say this morning, don't you, Beezer? This big girl doing her floppy flops over there.
Yeah. She walked over and aggressively nuzzled her face.
Like, here, Mama, have a tail up your nose. If nobody will pet me the way I want, that I don't know what it is, I'll pet myself. On my mama's face. Silly boy. That's gonna catch him. You look very confused over there, Beezer. Oh, there we go. Let's see. I can hear my thoughts, and we're gonna fix that. Do, do, do. There we go. Van, what's up? The book told me the character's name. Awesome! Did you have to wait until the last page? The progress is very slow going, but it's going. This thread is really obnoxious to work with and really easy at the same time. Like, I can break it into the two strings that you're supposed to, but then it's not very good at pretending that it's one again. So what is the character's name? 93% of the book. And then you know what to call them. That is... wow. So have you figured out what's going on and what it's about? Or are you still confused? Simone. So it's a chick. Then again, there are dudes named Ashley, so maybe not. Do you know? That's the other question. Is the main character a dude or not? I have many questions and very few answers. That sounds like a really obnoxious book. Like, this is really interesting if it was written in a way that, made sense. Or at least admitted that it was bonkers. Like a Tim Dorsey novel, you don't expect it to be making sense. Because it's a Florida guy that self-medicates. So, at least you expect not to understand. But that one sounds like it should make sense, and then it doesn't. And that's just rude. It was a deliberate choice in the writing, and the writing was very good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It sounds to me like something that would drive me insane. But then again, I also get annoyed at like romances, and yoga makes me angry. So, I'm not exactly the ideal candidate for that kind of thing. And yoga is a war crime. It really is. Like, I can do Zumba all day until I like collapse. That's fun. But yoga, we used to have like a 5-minute break in the middle of one of my really long classes. That was the worst 5 minutes ever. Like, I get to move, except for not really. Yoga is the equivalent of telling a woman to calm down when she's already plotting your demise. Like, what are you doing? Gave it a 4-star. Well, I'm glad it was that good for you. That is wow. Oh, bring blue Aunt Marge up and sent her flying into the sky. That sound is trying to picture the movie based on the soundtrack. Sometimes I can, sometimes like, wait, I haven't watched that one in a moment. It's background music. So, what are you gonna read next? Have you picked one out yet? I got a little bit more reading of it done last night, but yeah, I'm still definitely behind where I had planned to be at this point. So I read the novella Undead Folks, which was good, only like 60 pages. I have never heard of it, but I do like the undead. Were they zombie undead or like vampire undead? Because vampires are way more fun than zombies. And that sounds like it might be a southern thing, because folks is definitely not British. It's right up there with y'all. It's something me and my folks say. Oh, what? Don't you do it? I will come over there and bite you, and we'll both be sad when I get a hairball. Yeah, JB's over there plotting to eat the fern off of the table, as if it needs help. It's like it's already dropping little leaves despite getting sun and water. It does not need to be eaten by a kitty that just barfs it up. Ooh, and we have a woodpecker that once again is very bad at showing up when it's full and just wants to get on the feeder when there's a little bit left on the actual like metal of the cage that holds the suet. Goofy little woodpecker, I'll refill it later. We gotta buy you more food. Neither, oddly. Closer to a summoned familiar kinda. MJ reviewed it a few weeks back. Nice. I might have. I don't know. I try to keep up with everybody, but then I miss a couple videos where I'm like, did I watch that one? I'm like, I only have like a handful of people that I have like, tried to watch all their stuff, and I still miss a good bit of it. And there's JB's butt. Yeah. Don't nuzzle the laptop, you silly boy. Haha, now we're gonna show you. What are you gonna do? Be very confused. He's like, what? What are you doing? Excuse me, JB. Yeah, I'm laughing at you falling almost off the table. Cats are supposed to be more graceful than that. And you're lucky I don't have my scissors. Are you gonna do it again? Yeah, you might be a butt. I don't know what on earth this butthead is doing. Sit down, you goofball. You can sit next to me. So I hope you enjoyed that, walkthrough of the fluff ball that needs a severe shaving. But, I don't want to die, so I'm not sure how we're going to manage to get all the little spots sticking out of his side instead of laying smooth. I have to, very slowly clip a little bit of him, but my scissors aren't sharp enough to do it in one go. Which is probably good, because he likes to move. It's like, oh, you almost got within, an inch of that spot. I felt it. So if they were sharp enough to actually clip him real quick, he'd also be getting cut. And that wouldn't be good. You're going to have the vet knock your butt out and then buzz you. I'm going to be an embarrassing hairless kitty. I have The House with Good Bones by T.J. Kingfisher. Probably next, or Spirit Bears His Teeth by Andrew Joseph White. Don't know either of those authors. Kingfisher sounds very vaguely familiar, but I think that's also a type of fish. So that might be it. But I do like the title, so hopefully they're good. Undead Folks has a very striking cover with sort of zombified fox sitting on a railway track. Oh, poor fox. But also kind of badass. Ooh. That's how you know little man is in the bedroom bathing his paw. JB's stolen his spot as, guardian from the top of the chair. And he was getting away with it. Kingfisher was a recent discovery and is very good. They have a few that remind me a bit of Grimm Fairy Tales. Ooh, awesome! I will have to look for them. You know I'm loving my Grimm Fairy Tales. Well, most of them. Every now and then I get one, I'm like, what are you freaking doing? For the most part, they've been pretty good, if not nearly as dark as, I was promised by all the squeamish, apparently, folks. They're just definitely not Disney nice. They're not that scary. They did a retelling of House of Usher by Poe called What Moves the Bed. Very, very. They couldn't have picked a better title. What Moves the Bed? Really? That doesn't sound like a Poe retelling. That sounds like a, what, would be popular these days is a 50 Shades of Grey. They knew what they were doing. They were just trying to get all the bored, horny housewives to pick it up. AJ White wrote Hell Followed With Us, which is still my favorite review I have done, and my longest. And that is saying something. I have to see if I can dig that one out, because you do some pretty thorough reviews. Mine are all off the cuff, and here's kind of how the book was. I don't remember anything else right now. Get in. There we go. Okay. So far, my favorite has been Root and Ruin for me still. I've had some other good ones, but that was, oh my goodness. As just a solo book, that was the best. So messed up. There's still next to nobody to talk about it with, even though it was kind of popular. It was like 5 minutes. Never has a book made me so angry for the main character. That's because you haven't read Le Mans. Your ex-wife might have, but you haven't suffered through enough of them. They'll make you angry. Which is always a shame, because there's parts of the books that I love, and then he becomes a, 12-year-old, and it goes off the handles. But sometimes you just gotta do a good rant and get it off your chest. Oh, he knocked my scissors out. It's like, where did they go? I swear I had some. Now the fun part. Cutting another length of string where I'm just kind of guessing what I need. And keeping my hair from getting stuck in it. The level of trauma the main character suffered for the first 15 pages. That's why it's taking me so long to get to Spirit. That seems like a good length. Get in there, Mr. Glitter. Hopefully I have enough of this to get through. I'm wearing it. And it picked up animal hair off my shirt. Come on, I only want 3 of you butts. There we go. Oh. Alright. I'll do my usual. Hold it. Ah, you butt. We made it almost to the end, and then you're gonna snag. Don't you be pulling that crap. I got a big old knot. I don't know if y'all can see that. That is rude. Come on, untangle you butt. Whee! That should get me a bit of a working space. It'd be easier if I wasn't in bad need of new glasses. But my insurance costs about as much as it covers, which is a lot and not nearly enough. Whee! Now let's see if it's going to be nice or if I'm going to have to hold it in place this time. Nope. Still pulled through like it's not supposed to do. It's pretty flipping rude. Hopefully you'll like this next one. It'll have less trauma in it. Whee! Come on, pull through. There we go. That thread was still kind of sticking up. It didn't want to lay properly. You got any plans for your vacation, Ven? Or are you just going to be hanging out in the house with the kids and hoping to maintain a shred of sanity? What are you plotting, Beezer? There's nothing out there that you can get. You're not smart enough to be allowed outside. My plans are just going to be catching up on sleep. And I've got 2 books going on my Kindle. And one of them I'm very disappointed in because I liked the first 3 books of the series. And I was all excited when I found out that he did a 4th one. And so I downloaded that one. And I have been skim reading it. And his main characters got a little bit stupid. Like, you're supposed to be badass, like special forces military, and you don't even know what C4 is or how it works. Nah, only a couple of days left now. I have the kids here. Should have done my garden today. I failed. You can still do your garden. It's only 7 o'clock. There, it's on the waning part of the day where it's nice and cool. No more evil sunlight trying to off you. But then, have you got dinner yet? Or are you going to have to order, takeout? I've been needing to weed garden one for a while now, and I haven't done it. So, I'm right there with you. And I might have to I got to see who I need to call or how to go about getting a hold of the conservation folks so I can get a live trap for Mr. Groundhog. Because we can have a groundhog or we can have a garden that all the various birds and butterflies like. And groundhogs are good, but they're more here. Let me aerate the soil and hope that I don't, destroy your pipes or something. So, not really good in a small yard. If I had huge fields of flowers and stuff, yeah, you can eat a couple without messing up the system and aerating everything for me. But as is, he's eating more than I've got. Making food now, and you are not considering the UK weather. Rain returns shortly. Telling you, just get a weed whacker and or it's what you can do. You can send the kids out with some shears. Like, here, we're going to cut it by hand. Old school, like I used to have to do. Walking 2 miles in the snow, uphill both ways. Or do y'all get enough snow to even pretend to be believable? Because I know we definitely don't where I grew up. The parents tried that line, like, it snows once a decade. Try again, old man. So what's for dinner tonight? You can give me some ideas of what I should cook, because it's us, so it's like barely lunchtime. Because he don't hardly eat, and it takes me a few hours to get hungry when I don't have to do a couple miles, before 10 a.m. Really, Beezer? We don't get snow, not really anyway. We just get rain. Well, that's rude. I guess you can't lie and tell them they gotta, work for it because you had to walk in the snow every day. Burgers for food. Kids got the choice. Ooh, I do have ground beef and fries. We don't have bacon, but, that can be remedied. Because is it even a burger if there's no bacon or cheese? Or is that just me being American? Because even he doesn't do cheese, but he's broken. And I can't say no to bacon. I know it's fatty and bad for you, but it's just so delicious. Get out of there. Ah. My needle tried to get stuck inside its own loop. That wouldn't have gone very well. Sadly, no bacon. I don't share bacon. It's all mine. Not even with your kids. So I have found the stuff that it used to be really cheap. Like I got a bottle for, $2 something, and now it's $12 for the same size bottle. But it's bacon salt from JD, I think is what it is. It's the brand, and they ain't lying. The original really does have I don't know how, but it has a bacony flavor. So I like to sprinkle that in like my burgers or on my chicken sometimes when I'm prepping them. So good. But now it is very hard to find because, well, it's hard to find in my price range. It's also kind of like why, like Wendy's, they have this bourbon bacon jam burger, and oh, it's so freaking good. I tried to buy some bacon jam, and it was not good. I don't know how they make theirs, but it's a bacon flavored spread, and they put actual bacon on the burger, and oh, it's so good. Oh my god. Of course, again, it's like $7 for the burger, so it better be good. And I haven't had it in forever, so now it's probably like $15. And I could eat 2 of them. I'll probably have the boyfriend do the yard later, because the backyard's starting to get a little long. This is the coolest day we're gonna get for the foreseeable future, and the only one without rain for the next 4 days. Which the rain will be good. The birds and the plants will be happy. But it will not be good for the trying to mow the lawn. Or for the humidity that will make my work even hotter. This is the only day that's not supposed to be mid-80s. Which is still a nice change from it was like 96 earlier this week. And 96 is not nice. Especially with humidity. You probably got bacon for super cheap there, don't you? That's another one that I'm just gonna have to stick my tongue out and be mad at you for, I bet. So it's like $9 a pound here. And that's not even the fancy brand thick cut stuff. I'm still here just doing stuff and can't multitask. That's all right. What all are you, trying and failing to multitask? Aside from, making dinner and keeping an eye on the kids. Some very important tasks. Thankfully, this is mostly mindless. I should have outlined it a little bit more so that I couldn't be like, oops, I went too far and now my crescent moon is, even more weird shape than it already kind of is. But, it is what it is. That plus cleaning. So you're just not having any fun today. Cooking, cleaning, watching the kids. Forgot to do the yard before the rain came. It's not a very fun vacation. Then again, you've still got a month and a half. Well, I'll get 2 weeks. And by the time they put it on my check, even though it should be in 2 weeks, will be like a month and a half. Or I have to fight some of my cleaning stuff because my vacuum cleaner got a nice clog in it. Even though I used it after I used the shop vac, which also got a clog in it. Because, animals are very hairy. And that was just from doing the cat's room so that I could, shampoo the water out of it. So before I do more than just like dishes and, bathrooms, I gotta fight all the stuff. And that just takes more mental fortitude than I can look at it and summon up the energy for. Because that's just rude. Cleaning's already boring. And I gotta fight the cleaning, stuff. Mm-hmm. And the pups are just lucky because the little man needs a BATH. But all the towels got used up with all the water, so they're still re-drying. So can't wash until I've done all the towels in the house. Because to wash them both uses every towel in the house. I don't remember this music. It's kind of terrible. Doing the whole house or just one of the rooms? I'm more of like, all right, I'm picking a room or task. Like, all right, I'm vacuuming today, or I'm doing the bathrooms or something. Like, I can't just. I should, but I can't just do the whole house in one go. dramatic scenes in the movie now. Good stuff. The werewolf scene. I feel the need to rearrange downstairs. That is probably quite the undertaking. All I have is the downstairs. We got a crawl space for a basement, so we're in a one-story house. What are you plotting, Beezer? You've already been on the table and stepped on everything. And fallen off. Though if you want to fall off again, that was pretty funny. He thinks he's so... Hello, McFluffer. That's not the werewolf, that's the Dementors getting ready to suck out his soul as if they were redheads. Oh, Beezer. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, woman. You have no idea, do you? You fluff butt. Had to do the bedroom with getting a new desk, which I didn't measure. Oops. Yeah, measuring is kind of important. And it makes it a lot easier to get things through the door. That's always the important part, is can I get it through the door? I guess if you have to put it together, it is a little bit easier. Unlike trying to get a mattress. You can nuzzle it, but if you start chewing, I will bite you. You fluster. Yeah, now he's just cleaning his slapping paw. Because every now and then he wants to hang out up there, but he's like, I want attention. Just kidding, if you pet me, I will hit you. Because he is abusive. Oh, are you actually feeling friendly for a change just to make a liar out of me? He did this last night and he kept looking around and swinging on me for petting him. He's like, I'm thinking about it now, Momo. Yeah, it was flat pack. I was racing to put it together and sort the room for the love of the lane. I know you meant live, but oh, that sounds like y'all are getting in trouble, or at least she is. Does her husband know? So she was only supposed to look. Oh, that was a fun time. Full on chaos. But that was some fun chaos. You'll definitely have to finish that one and get to the questions one of these days. But chaos is just so much fun. Just kind of keeps the flow going. And then, there we go. of these days, maybe when we all finish it, I'll have to figure out how to do a stream with multiple people so we can have our discussions about it and get into all the live stream shenanigans with the group. Be a fun way to conclude a buddy read. First, we'll have to, you'll have to get through the book. Noah will have to, not have all kinds of things just going wrong. See how Randy's doing. That poor guy's got a bunch of health stuff going on. Yeah. Are you gonna nap on your guard duty, little man, instead of coming and snuggling with mama? He's just flopped out on the top of the chair by the window. I'm good. I might have gone a couple stitches too far with this one to properly tie it off. But that's okay. We'll just wing it. So originally Elaine was going to have me and Note together. Oh, that would have been raging chaos and so much fun. All the cans. He is emailing her later. I poked him as his missus. I mean, if you can't give him a little crap, are you even really friends? That's kind of the rules. Or maybe that's just me being mean. But there's got to be some sarcastic teasing, or it's like, oh, yeah, I just really don't actually like you. There, you butt. Yeah, Tresby, I need to email her too. I'm gonna figure out where her email is. I'm sure it's on her thing somewhere. Like, what's up? Let's start some shenanigans. I know he is. It is. I mean, it is not the most straightforward, easy book to read with that style. And since he's scared of clowns, even though these aren't actual, He's very rarely a clown. It's taking me so long to read them. Like, oh wait, what did that one see again? What happened? Oh yeah, that was that one. So I keep wanting to get Stan and Eddie confused because they were dang near the same character in the movies. So, and apparently Bill was supposed to be a redhead and kind of big. It also feels weird that, like, oh yeah, they're like 10, 11 years old, but they're acting like, murderous 15-year-olds. He's a clown technically, but what he appears as to harass everybody and terrify them is usually not a clown. It's, mummies and werewolves and gigantic birds and heads. He's not terrifying them by, look at me, I'm wearing a horrible clown suit. That's just a little, here's a hint of something that you know, so you know it's me that's going to do something to screw with you. He is hitting a bit of a reading slump, I think. I can totally see that with this one. Like, I set myself a schedule of 40 pages a day, and then I read other stuff. And I'm not always making 40 pages a day, because sometimes I'm tired or just, I want to read something else. So, I mean, if you're not enjoying it, then, what's the point? Oh, I thought we were calling Noah Clown. Oh, poor Noah. Picking on him and he can't defend himself. See, if he was a clown, then he would be scaring himself. You and Jenny should totally get the clown masks and the wigs for Halloween and just freak him out. But I want to see the video. Oh, I have freaked him out at Halloween before. Oh, goodness. What did you do, Ben? He took a picture of what he saw. I have a copy. If you let me know where I can send it to you. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, I'll have to, figure out how to drop you a line on that one. Yeah, it sounds like you might have had some fun. Poor Noah. But yeah, folks are easy to scare, or just it's too hard to resist. Like, once you let it be known, you're just asking for people to jump scare you. Like, I work with the girls, all you have to do is say her name really loud and just watch her jump. You can grab my email from Elaine. I had a full body suit. Oh, oh man. I love Halloween, but I am the worst at figuring out what I want to be. That's always the last moment. I'm just having fun finding all the decorations that are, accidentally get left up all year. We're already halfway through July. I should know what I want to be because, it's July, which is basically August, which is basically September when the stuff starts going on clearance to make room for Christmas. So, it's already pretty much Halloween. It's Halloween and I don't have a costume. We have done a Halloween stream the last 2 years. Last year we had tech issues. Oh goodness. I always put on like Hocus Pocus and have to pass out candy while the pups are locked up. And as soon as the movie's out, it's like, all right, the light's going off. The last couple people are getting whatever candy is left. Assuming we don't run out beforehand. Because, like, the last place I lived, I don't think I gave away a bag of candy in, 5 years. But I think we had all of, like, 4 trick-or-treaters. Now we buy, like, 3 bags of candy and we still run out. I wish everybody was here wearing Halloween costumes now. Would be less traumatic. Less traumatic than, what? Or the humans showing their, actual faces. Because that is kind of scary. They don't knock on my door. Oh, but if they don't knock, you can't traumatize them. You gotta do like the scary lights and costume and music. Well, he complains I'm not supposed to traumatize the small children. I'm giving them free candy. I get to scare them a little bit. See how tough they are. Apparently we're supposed to be nice. No demonic red lights and, totally terrifying. And I have to get a new mat. I used to have one that had pressure sensors and would, talk to you when you stepped on it. But while it was in storage, somebody chewed the cords. So it's no longer connected to its little voice box, which kind of takes all the fun out of it. It's like an English version of Hills Have Eyes, where I am. I'm not sure I've ever watched that movie. Let's see. I live in suburbia, so yeah. We get lots of them. And they like to walk. Like, I have the walkway lined with flowers. Mostly marigolds. And there's always at least 2 that, trip through. I'm like, I have creepy lighting going, hey, do not step here. Because, there's like light up sound making skulls and haunted trees and stuff. And invariably somebody trips. Well, if you break it, you ain't suing me. I could get you though, because you shouldn't have been stepping where you shouldn't step. You can see the freaking walkway. Don't be cutting across the yards. Use the street and the driveway. I have only seen bits, to be frank. Nice. Yeah, it's probably about all you need to kind of get the gist of the movie of, this is kind of how they are. It sounds, if it's kind of what I'm thinking I saw previews for, it's very, down south redneck of, oops, we finally got fresh meat. That seems to be a theme with a lot of them of stay out of the South. They're either going to eat you or, hey, finally have breeding outside of the family. And there are areas that really are like that. That's why I don't do small towns. Yeah. Small towns are terrifying, man. The one I live in now, well, I'd say it's a small town, but it's just the general area. There are certain things get get gas in the city and make sure there's enough to get where you're going. Like I say, I've driven past some of them. Go a mile off the exit for the gas station, like, I feel like we're going to die. Lock all the doors. The next exit is 30 miles away. Lock the doors. Those places really do exist. And I know somebody who has a banjo, which makes it even worse. Like, do they know about deliverance? Or are they the, ones that it was about? Where we are is a little locked in time in some ways, even though we are still pretty close to the city center. It's a very old place in many ways. Architecturally, that's a good thing. Except for, I like indoor plumbing. Mindset, not so much. Noah's... He's afraid of clowns, but he has a banjo. He got some splaining to do. Cannot be trusting folks with banjos. I've seen the movies. I've met one. Oh, Noah. I thought he was trustworthy, but he got a banjo. Oh, that sends everything into question. I am so giving him crap now. Mindset is traditional English, which is oddly not as bad bigoted as you would expect. Yeah, old here, that's exactly what that means. But yet they don't like when you turn it on them. Because I actually had somebody who was like, well, if they had a bad experience in the 70s once, then they're not really racist. They're just being cautious. So if I don't like guys, especially white ones, especially if they are, tell me that they're Christian, is that bigoted or is that just being cautious? Because I can give you more than one example. And he just looked at me and walked away. Like, what? You said one example. I can give you 5 this week. That's not even like, it's spread over more than half my lifetime. So, I gotta carry pepper spray and use it on anyone that looks my direction because, caution. Somehow they don't like when you use their logic against them. Like, don't ask stupid questions if you don't want, answers that you ain't gonna like. And don't have a battle of wits if you're unarmed. And they're frequently unarmed. I think because we are less religious, anything tends to be language that's aged out, but in terms of attitude, it tends to be welcoming once you are friendly back. That would be a pleasant change. That's why it is slowly dying out here. Emphasis on slowly. You're just like, well, this is persecution. They call me an asshole. No, persecution would be if they said it because of your religion. No, this was because of your attitude, and then, you said you were religious. That was just a not surprising fact. But that's not the thing that made you terrible. So it's not persecution, it's personality. Apparently that's also very confusing. You tell people not to be victims, but then you're a professional victim? Yeah. That's why I would put most people in Chihuahua cages and be okay with that if they didn't get it out of the pound. But apparently you're only allowed to do that to cute, innocent animals. Like, but I don't like this person anymore. I want to see if somebody else likes them. Them's the rules, right? Overpopulation. I don't see them being reformed. They're already pushing 40. As is, I just stay home as much as possible. Like, I go to work, I go to bookstores and grocery stores and the, repair and plant shops, and try to deal with humans as little as possible. It's also a bit of a welcoming small town, to be fair. As long as you are a decent person, people don't really care. Still, ignorance bits, but it's rarely with intent, and when it does, it gets politely refuted. That sounds so nice. It is definitely not ignorance or, without intending to be. They are very purposeful in knowing that they are being evil. They just don't understand that they're hypocrites. The one guy's like, oh yeah, I respect women. I'm totally cool with my, kid assaulting women because at least it's proof that he's straight. And that's the most important thing. No, the important thing would be for him to not be a creep that grabs people that admittedly do not want him. Not that, well, at least, he's only grabbing chicks. Like, no, that is not the salient point here. But unfortunately, that is the, law point of view, too. If it's only a woman. And they wonder why we mace them and have rings that double as, brass knuckles. Because they're illegal, but jewelry isn't. We're not going to bother to report it, because then you're just going to go, well, why did you leave the house? And he's not going to tell the doctor that it was a chick that hospitalized him, so, That's almost what it's like come to. Don't report them, just beat the crap out of them by any means possible, so that they cannot do it again. It gets worse in cities, oddly. And again, there is a lot of stuff that businesses school does now in terms of diversity and inclusion. Yeah, that is the exact opposite of here. Like, cities are the only place where, you know, there's pockets of you might be safe. The small towns, it's, yeah, you might want to lie. Because if something happens, the cops will be in on the cover up. Shoot, the cops might be the ones that did it. I'd like to say this whole, you know, what happened in the 50s and the 80s, and it is, you know, product of the 50s and the 80s, but yeah, there are people that would happily do that now, and they would get away with it. Darwin is taking far too long. And that's where I'm going to go on that one. Yeah, we mostly just see them as they're just there for traffic so they can get their tickets without doing anything. Like, we got to meet our quota. We're going to write tickets for dumb crap. And otherwise be not of very much use. But if you go 5 miles over the thing, or that they'll notice. About done with this one. My finger's starting to hurt, and I'm almost done with my thread. I've gotten a lot more of this done than I thought I would. It doesn't shimmer as much as I'd like, but it is fairly easy to work with compared to some of the other threads. I might have to get a little creative here. Ooh, where you going? Ooh. Has Noah creeped anybody out with his banjo? Oh, you're not very well tucked in, little man. See your face, your paws, your butt. You only got your side. Yes. He's. I don't think he's fully tucked in there. But it is super cute. Yeah. Oh, are you going to go watch Daddy's exit? Make sure nobody in pigtails tries to, sneak on him. No, it mainly sits there gathering dust. He's got to bust it out for Halloween, really freak somebody out. He's not very good at tucking himself in. At least he doesn't think he's sneaky. JB will do that and then be surprised when you can see him because he was plotting on you. Yeah. He's making a run for it. Get more materials to work on our bookcase. Yay! No, I just need more books. But I need to win the lottery first. So I can buy some more books. I may suggest it. He doesn't get the Halloween thing. He dressed as a crab last year. He did that in one of his live streams. And it cracked me up. But you're missing Flounder and Ariel. How are you going to be Sebastian, but you ain't got the rest of the crew? So one of y'all will have to be the fish, and Jenny will have to be Ariel, and it would be awesome. Not scary at all, but still totally awesome. But again, Halloween isn't really a big thing there, is it? Like, y'all don't get all the crazy decorations and stuff. Yeah, we don't need to. Sad. I love my doing the decorating. Woo! I think that's the farthest I've ever made it, which is insane for an hour and a half, but we got like part of the moon done. And then I realized that, oops, I need to kind of fill some of this in. And it's way easier if I just take a stream and outline it. But that's still, sadly for me, that counts as progress. For as little as that is. No, it's just going to be a question of, do I have enough thread to finish off up to there? I'm trying to get to here with the sparkly thread to finish off the moon they're standing on, but I am not sure that I have enough. And I can't buy that at the local store. It's like at Christmas. Nobody can afford to run that many lights. You just put them on the tree. Some folks do them on, like, edge of the house. You don't do the roof. You're just doing the outline around the front. So, like 3 extra strings, 4. You put them on for a couple hours at night. That's why we drive around to look at everybody's. Or, usually there's a park or something. I haven't surprisingly found any good ones here, but yeah, I used to love to do that back home. We'd drive around and we'd go to the, all the parks always would have them decorated all up. And spend like 30 minutes driving around looking at it all. You don't, but it's so much fun. Like, I don't go classy with it. I am full on. It's just all the colors we can get and do the colorful lights and the random ornaments that are like, it's a fake tree and it was a cheap fake one because it's what I could afford. We've had like, it's starting to lose. Well, it's been losing stuff since we bought it back. Oh my gosh, I think I've had that thing for over a decade now. So we put all the stuff to hide the fact that it is fake as all get out. Put something on every single branch. You don't like Christmas? But it's pretty. And the food's good. Because around here it's eggnog and cookie baking season. Are you a Scrooge, Ven? I don't think you can do that with kids. You're supposed to pretend, that Santa exists and have all the colorful stuff for them to rip open. And only to realize that they like the box and the wrapping better than the thing. So just buy a big box and wrap it. And if you're feeling vindictive, use a crap ton of tape. Or like my brother would do. He would literally tape like a little 3-5 pound dumbbell to a box and tape that inside of a box. The food's good because I make it myself. Well, yeah. Around here, you have no choice. Like, nothing is open. Everything closes for Christmas. Well, yeah, but it's still fun. Now they're old enough that it's not Santa, but now you can just mess with them. Be easier if CDs were a thing now. Like, here, I got you a CD. And it's in, the big old box for like a refrigerator or a toaster oven or something. I don't really have family past the kids, at least not ones I talk to. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's me and the boyfriend, and then I would like send stuff to the adoptive-ish parents. But now it's just adoptive-ish daddy left. So I just have to buy for, 2 people. And then, I'll get a call from the oldest brother. My family is very spread out as far as location and age. And some other things. Like, most of them do not know which part of the country I am in right now, and it's supposed to be that way. There's like 4 of them that know. And if anybody finds out, yeah, I will know who told. But we would always, me and Ma would bake a crap ton of cookies for, if anybody showed up or it's like, yeah, I like you, but I only have so much cash, so you're getting this. So now I just guinea pig my coworkers. Some of them I like, some of them I don't, but I like baking, but I'm like borderline diabetic, so I can eat like 1 of my cookies. But you can't make like 7 different types of cookies and only eat 1. They'll go bad. And the boyfriend doesn't have a sweet tooth, so I just, like, here you go. These are going to the coworkers. Like, I made eggnog and sweet potato pie cookies last year. And it really was, the sweet potato one was like either love it or hate it. Because, it was sweet potato. So it was basically like pie filling that cooked up just enough to have like a cookie bottom and edge so you could hold it. I was just straight up like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want a fall cookie, so I'm experimenting. I used to host every other year and do all the food myself. Only child of an only child, and only know one parent who I didn't talk with after some things last year. I'm not an only child, but I'm not exactly close with some of them. Like, everybody in my generation had 3 kids. But like the next youngest out of my brothers is still 9 years older than me. And some of them, or my cousins are like pushing 60 while I'm in my 30s. So it's not like we have a lot in common. You were having kids when I was getting my period for the first time. We're kind of, different. I've never made eggnog, but I make cookies with it. I tried to make eggnog once. It did not go well. I just said, I'm just going to buy it. And it used to be, like, years ago, you could get, like, the store brand, and it was really freaking good. You had to water it down. Yeah, now you don't. It's already watered down, and they don't put enough cinnamon and nutmeg in it. You can tell I'm an only child. I very much have that individualistic mentality. Whereas I'm the youngest, which apparently as the youngest and the only girl, I was supposed to be a daddy's girl and spoiled rotten and never get in trouble. That was only true with my grandma, because I was there was only 3 girls and I was by far the youngest. But that did not work with the actual family of, no, I got preemptively in trouble for what my older brothers did. To be fair, our egg standard is different to the US. Yeah, apparently y'all like keep it on the shelves. Here it's supposed to be refrigerated. That is very creepy. I have a maybe shocking thing for US versus UK. All right, let's hear it. What weird thing do y'all do? So tell me, where do... Yep, I saw, there's this guy that I follow, it's Josh from England, and he was like, yeah, we just have them on the shelves, like we would have peanut butter and stuff. That is just creepy. Don't they spoil? They go from the fridge at the store to the fridge at the house. And that's where they stay until they go bad or get used up. Of course, I've also heard, I don't know if it's everywhere or just like occasional places, but don't y'all have like your washer and dryer in your kitchen? Or just a washer? Do y'all even do dry? Y'all can't hang them. It rains too much there. Yeah. The one dude he spoiled that one for me already. It's still weird as all get out to me, but yep, I've seen that one go around a couple times. But I heard someone was like, yep, y'all keep the washer in the kitchen and y'all don't have screens on your windows, so if you open them, like the bugs can just fly on in completely unimpeded. That's weird to me. Sits next to sugar and flour. They're not in fridges in the stores, they're on shelves. That is weird. I mean, I guess, hey, you got all your baking stuff in one thing, but they're room temperature eggs. That seems like it's gonna breed bacteria, but I guess y'all are still alive. So, I don't know. It's weird. Washing machine is in the kitchen. How do you dry your clothes? It rains all the time. So it's not like you can hang them on the clothesline in the backyard. They'll mildew. Or does it not actually rain as much as y'all act like? Because it doesn't get really hot there, so it's not like, oh, they're going to flash dry like, some dude's short hair. And they don't have screens, but we don't have anything past blue bottles. I have no idea what that is. Is that like a weird kind of a fly or something? You have an indoor hanging thing or on a radiator. That's weird. That seems like a recipe for stuff getting burnt hanging it on the radiator. Like, well, you were gonna have clean sheets tonight, but now there's a hole cinched in the middle of it. Or maybe y'all's don't do like the old ones here, because you don't see radiators here except for in really old places. And of course, things were not exactly the safest way back in, Grandma and Grandpa's day. So we do something in the egg industry that reduces the bacteria to a much lower level than the US. That is intriguing. Oh, wait, are your radiators? No. They were on the off chance that you actually see one. It's not like, steam. No, it's electricity. So, yeah. Hanging wet clothes over that is asking for all kinds of trouble, and you're gonna get burned trying to get this stuff off, too. I've never heard of a water-based one before. That is so different over there. So radiators here are basically plumbed into the water supply and are pretty much a thin tank on the wall. You turn on centrally at the same boiler that heats the water and it heats. Yeah, that is not how that's done here. Ours are straight up, when you see them, they're electric. And heating here is like, basically you have like vents along the walls and it just same. Like some folks have like a window AC unit. Like that's what I grew up with, is we had like a fireplace furnace thing and a window unit. And there was a wood stove in the kitchen, but then again the house was also built in the early 40s. So, and it was actually built by my grandpa in stages. So, you did what you could with what you had back then. But no, modern houses is, we have a thermostat that goes, all right, we're going to kick the heat on if it gets above this, or the AC on if it gets above this, and it just comes out of the vents. That's weird. Thermostat just controls the heating system, so you end up with very hot metal things on walls. Yeah, that might also be asking for a nice fire. Mm-hmm. I'd be trying to figure out, like, all right, let's make this turn up. Why is this not up? I mean, we don't open the windows too much here anyway, because it's usually, we don't get a lot of in between. It's either really hot or really cold and very humid. But yeah, without screens, well, I'm pretty sure you've heard the birds go smack into the window because they're not good at turning sometimes. We would just have a lot of birds and flies and mosquitoes in the house and would like burn up or freeze to death. Heating tends to be gas-based here. It's less a high-rise, as gas is more likely to go boom. Yeah. Some folks have gas. For my house, it wasn't allowed, which is really weird. Because literally the guy for the natural gas company lives next door to me. But my house isn't plumbed for it. Or a lot of it is usually kind of like my parents' place, where the heating is all electric, but the stove is gas. I miss having a gas cooker, though. Hate having electric. Yes, but it's less likely to blow up. Yeah, having to constantly fix the pilot light was not fun. Like, dang it. Hold on, let's get the thing. Make sure you have enough reach. Like, turn the gas, but don't turn it on too early. And with our butt heads that like to try to, jump up on the counter and turn knobs, that's exactly what would end up happening. Like, oh, the gas has been in the house all day while we haven't been home. No, the one I refuse to get is those like flat top ones. They're supposed to cook more even, but most folks I know that have them, they're also a pain in the butt to clean and prone to breaking. So I'm not a fan of like the way that they do the eyes on the stoves now. Does the oven not have an internal igniter linked to a button? Nope. Yeah. Turn it on and flick, gas. But like I've seen some that just you turn on the knob and it'll do it itself. And we've also, seen ones of, all right, get one of the long handled matches and get the gas for a second and light it up, which is good for making s'mores inside. That I think it more depends on like your price range and what year you got it. Mm-hmm. And they're so freaking common these days. Like we had to get a new stove this year. I literally had 4 options that were not gas or flat top. They had like 50 different ovens. 4 that were what I was looking for. And when we went to the store, there wasn't a single one that wasn't flat top. Like I had to go online for them. I don't like those. I am not getting one. We do think if that's my only option, we're eating out from now on. I'm just gonna be eating a lot of Chinese. For as much as I do, a lot of my stuff is baking. I am my oven has to be a certain way because I'm baking some cookies. I love to play with various recipes. And if you have gas, the landlord has to have it professionally checked every year, every fitting. Yeah, see, I don't have a landlord, just a mortgage, so that would be costing me out the wazoo to have it checked. I mean, it's a good idea. Definitely, you don't want gas leaking, but yeah, that would just be another thing of let me see when I can fit this in and find the money for it. Wish I had a mortgage. Renting sucks, even though I have a good landlord. It's nice, except for then everything that goes wrong is on you. Like when our, heating died while it was negative 20 outside. Yeah, that was on me to come up with. Well, it would have been on me. Thankfully, adoptive daddy is awesome. Because that would have been on me to come up with, $6,700. So, yeah. Or fixing the plumbing in the guest bathroom. That's also on us when the sinks all decided to start leaking because the seals went and can't find the right fittings. So it's good in that, the only thing that's going to raise the price is the freaking insurance that we have to have that they want to go through the roof, but so is all the fixing. But I do get to paint it and plant whatever I want. So it'd be nice if I didn't have to pay for the repairs, but I have rented before, and I had straight up like slumlords of I had to go and go, I'm not paying the rent if I can't close the doors because everything is so, moldy and sucked up so much moisture that I can't close the freaking door, and that's busted, and the tub is leaking, and this and this and this isn't working. This is a health hazard. Wish I had most of that would be covered in basic insurance here. Yeah, if something like happens to the house, but the appliance and stuff is not covered, and if you make a claim, then it's like, here, insurance usually was like, if you use it, you essentially get punished. Like, oh, you have to have it by law, but if you use it, then they jack up the prices. Like, what I've been spending on insurance, I could have just saved and to actually use for when I needed it, and it would have cost me less. Yeah. Mine just went up $100 a month, and it already wasn't cheap. I've made 0 claims. They're just the company that went, well, hey, we just decided to raise prices, so we just added $100 a month to your mortgage because it's tied into that, so that I don't have to come up with yet another bill every month. And that's probably less than you pay for house insurance total. That's just my price increase. Yeah. Insurance here is a scam. It costs a crap ton, covers next to nothing, and if you actually need it, well, now you're at risk, so it goes up. There are minimum rental standards now, and the new government is bringing in more protections for renters. Wait, they protect the renters instead of the landlords? What is this new thing of actually protecting the people that are paying the taxes and doing the work instead of the already rich? That is a novel concept. Sadly. Also, there is a limit on how much rent can be increased. In very certain places, I've heard of that, but you pretty much have to have a really sweet deal with the landlord, and it's a person-by-person deal. So, yeah. Here it's screw over the populace, protect the already rich, because, oh my gosh, they can't live on only $100 million a year. That's just poverty wages, but you better be able to live on, 15 grand with your 3 kids. And don't be a freeloader. It's weighted towards the landlord still, but there has been a massive push the last decade as we have massive housing shortage. Oh, we have that here. They're just taking advantage of that. Like, if I'd sold my house today, it would easily go for double what I paid for it 5 years ago. And I have folks that were looking for a place to rent half the size of my house. And without insurance or anything, no property taxes, nothing, it was still going to cost them $400 a month more than I have to pay for mortgage with insurance and property taxes built in. Because, yeah. It's like a 1-bedroom house or apartment should not be $1,500 a month, not including anything else. But that's like what they're doing. And it's not even a nice 1-bedroom. It's just, here's the bare bones and a crappy place. And you're still going to have to go to the laundromat. I pay under market rate for mine. Oh, you're lucky. Well, dollars, not pounds, so slightly less. What is the exchange rate these days? But yeah, still ridiculous. Dang. So it'd be, according to this, it'd be $1,161 for y'all. For a small, apartment. So mine is a 2 up, 2 down, big garden near local amenities, and market rate for here is $900 a month. Jeez. So that would be roughly what I'm paying for my place once you add in property taxes and insurance. Yeah. When I got it, I was paying $950. Now they've messed with the rate so much that it's $1,070. Or, according to this, $828 or pounds for y'all. But it would go for a lot more now. Houses in my neighborhood are going for well over $100,000 more than what I paid for mine. And they're the same freaking size because I looked at some of them. You just got the good deal all the way around. Vacation, cheap prices, actually usable insurance. That's why I'm trying to get this to take off and find a second job and win the lottery. Because someone's got to give. If I could con someone to live with me, it would actually be affordable. But then you would have to, like people. And as we know, you are aggressively single. So, Yeah, that's about what mine would go for now. Except for, if I tried to live anywhere except for in this very small area, that would no longer be enough to buy anything. Or even rent for very long once I put down all the deposits and whatnot. It's like I've got a friend. Phoenix is much more expensive. The really small, really crappy houses for sale are going for $500,000. And they're smaller than where I'm living now and on smaller lots. It's like that's a fixer upper house for going for $450,000. And the basement isn't finished, the kitchen is ripped out. There's no fencing. I can see where they put a hole in the wall there. It's crazy. But it's got a point of she got out of her lease because she was paying $1,800 a month for a 2-bedroom. It was cheaper for her to get a little storage space and just Airbnb until she finds a house. Yeah, 30 hours is not livable here. Like, you would not make enough money to afford anything. What's the job market like over there? I might have to just move across countries. It's starting to sound like a really good idea. Like, I'm British now. I'm just going to go live at Hogwarts. So, no privacy. Okay, that is the one downside. I have, a little bit of space between houses. Little bit. Like, it's maybe, 10, 12 feet on either side. So if you don't have blinds, you're going to see your neighbor. But still, it's a little bit. We're not sharing walls, at least. Not here to be fair. I creatively account. Oy. Isn't that what we all do these days? Record employment, but Brexit messed it up. Don't they always? I mean, high fences and brick walls mitigate privacy issues. Nice. Brick walls are nice. Lucky. I can see mine. And the little man likes to cuss them out. And their dogs. So he thinks he owns the whole neighborhood. I told him he needs to get his act together and start being cute on command. So we could get like internet famous and make a couple bucks, but he refuses. He'll do cute until I try to record him, and then he's like, nope, I'm not doing that no more. Like, well, then you're going to have to put up with neighbors because we can't afford to buy them out. It's not working. He don't listen. Like, I just have to buy like 6 houses, so you just have to make me like a couple $1 million. But no, 2.5 years in, he hasn't made me a penny. He's cost me quite a few, but he ain't made me none. He's lucky he's cute. The current new focus is growth by building things, so we shall see what the job market does this year. Good luck. I will work on getting a passport, though I don't know where I'm going to find the money for one. Well, this has been fun, but now I have to go pretend to be an adult and take care of all of that stuff that the landlord doesn't take care of. And Jackie boy, who just needs some lovies. Because, when he's not being a butt, he likes to get loved on a little bit. Hopefully things continue to improve where you're at and eventually improve here. Oh, you creeping, Beezer. Gotcha. See? He said, no, I was being sneaky. Except for not really. You're just a mess on that side. What are you plotting? No. Don't go stepping on strings and needles and things, you butt. You can sit right there and get attention. Okay, I have ice cream anyway, so I shall go eat that. Well, enjoy your ice cream. Thanks for stopping in. And I will see you next week. I still need to go watch you and Noah's video. I might do that while I'm petting Jackie boy, since he doesn't like to be looked at while he's getting petted anyway. Don't go too crazy with the kids. Well, bless you. You gonna give me a full sneezing fit?